The main card is going to kick it off with Julius Walker. I've been seeing a lot of hype around this dude on X. Go watch his film. He looks pretty good. He's getting his UFC debut on the main card against Alonzo Menafield, which I think is going to be a pretty solid bout. If you watch on his Twitter, on Julius's Twitter, I think it's like what does a D1 wrestler, a Golden Glove boxer, and a kickboxing champion have in common? They lost to me, or some shit like that. I thought that was kind of funny. Then Gene Silva versus Melsik Bagdasarian. I'm probably mispronouncing that one. But Gene Silva makes his return to the octagon. I think a major fan favorite there. Rob Font is a catchweight versus Gene Matsumoto. Okay, sure. Wasn't Rob Font supposed to face Dominic Cruz? Yeah, and then Dominic Cruz had to retire. His shoulder had popped out of place, and he said he was in excruciating pain for about an hour and a half because he had to go to the hospital, and that the UFC PI couldn't pop this one back into place. That's basically, in his words, a come to Jesus moment. You talk to Jesus in that, you find God, or whatever he said. Regardless, not a fun injury, and he said it's happened before, that the PI has been able to pop back into place, and they weren't able to with this one, so he had to go to the hospital. Really do appreciate the career you had, you pioneer, you absolute beast at 135. So much appreciate you, Dominic Cruz. Sad to see you have to retire on these circumstances, but you have fought back from countless ACL tears, countless problems. I think you even had an Achilles. So thank you very much for your career, man. Much appreciated. I believe this co-main event is slept on. Brendan Allen's a very good 185er, but I love me some Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. Personally, I think he's one of the best at 185. You go watch any of his bouts, he's still in it in every single one until the end. Even though he wins, sometimes he goes through some problems. He's still fucking fighting, bro. He's still in it. And I think that he could be a dark horse at 185. And a lot of people don't really see it because just look at him. He doesn't look like the scariest dude. He's not massive. He's not jacked. He just does his thing, bro. He's a dog. I love the way that dude fights. And I would not be surprised to see him coming out on top here at this co-main event. There was some sort of video of him getting in some fight at some casino locally. I think it was him versus Vittori. I could be wrong on that footage. Maybe I could pull that up. Hold on. Yeah, I found it. Okay. I found it. All right. This is fucking hilarious. So this happened, August last year. Damn, almost coming up on a year, or at least half a year. Anyways, I thought every time I think of Brendan Allen, I think about this video. And I just think it's fucking hilarious that him and Vittori got at it in the PFL playoffs. And then I remember them online saying that this had more action than the actual playoffs, which is even better because I don't know how many people like the PFL. So I just find that funny. Regardless, it's going to be a great co-main event. Do not sleep on Anthony Hernandez. Then Song Yadong, Henry Cejudo in the main event. I mean, this is a turning point in Henry's career. Did the retirement pay off? Not at all. Not at all. I don't think anybody necessarily thought that the retirement was a good idea for someone in a lower weight class to retire, because that statistic, lower than 35 and lower than the 170 weight class, good luck in your prime past 35 in a championship bout, because them statistics ain't looking good for you. And it is true that this is a young man's game. Always has, always will be. Just kind of how athletics are. You go through all that wear and tear, there's only so much dog in you versus that fucking bomb coming your way. You know what I mean? But Song Yadong, he does have that bomb, but is he going to lay it down on Henry Cejudo? Is Henry Cejudo going to now be the stepping stone in his career post retirement. He came back against Aljo, Merab. I believe he was even hurt against Merab with a groin injury, and we all know how that one played out. Merab ended up taking him out from a fire in a house with all the memes. But Merab now is champion. That loss doesn't look as bad, especially coming off of a couple of wins versus O'Malley and Umar, the champ, and probably the boogeyman at 185 at the time, or 135 at the time. But Henry Cejudo, honestly, if he gets a win here against a 27-year-old Song Yadong, I think he's going to win personally. I do. I think he's going to just wrestle it out. He's going to be a complete vet just to get back in the top 5 and get back to that title. You got Sean O'Malley, Corey Sandhagen, Merab, Umar, I think Jan. Those are all dudes he thinks that he can go beat. But there's a lot of matchups at 35. It just depends on, is Henry going to be able to get back to peak form? Because that's major. I think he's 37 himself. Let me look that up. I could be wrong on that. But I think he's just 38. That's not good, man. At 35. And he was talking about going down to 25. It's a young man's game, man. I think he thinks that he can beat all these guys. He just has to show us. He has to show that he can still do it. And at 35, I don't think the brass cares that much. He actually revealed that he was offered to fight Song Yadong at the Sphere, but then he had declined, and then he called back Hunter Campbell and had stated, "Oh, you know what? I'll take whoever you give me, because if I do want to be the best in the world, I will face whoever and wherever." But him talking about that injury, going into Merab thinking that he could still beat him with like half a groin. Cejudo was obviously compromised in that bout against Merab. So is he fully healthy against Song Yadong? And are you ever fully healthy going into a bout in the octagon? Never. You really aren't. How much of a dog is he going into this? How much? Let's see. Damn, Cejudo's a plus 235. Interesting. I remember them saying he was an underdog. But a plus 235? Interesting. It's very interesting. Who knows? Might have to play. Might have to play that one. I have a feeling that Henry Cejudo is just gonna wrestle the fuck out of Song Yadong. And good luck for the Olympic gold medalist, because you're gonna have to avoid those bombs.